In this video, we are going to look specifically at how to calculate your payments or monthly payments for big ticket items. For example, things like you want to retire and you want to know how much money is in a bank, monthly payments for purchasing a home, those kinds of things, the really big ticket items. So we have a payment formula right here. So PMT stands for payment. FV is your future value. Okay? So in other words, the FV, this right here, this is going to be the money you want, say, in the bank, or the purchase price, of, say, a house or maybe a car or something like that. Okay. The R is your rate, and N stands for the number of times per year that you are going to make your payments. Most of the time, N is going to represent 12 because usually the payments that we make are monthly payments. So it's usually safe to assume that N is going to be 12. And then T is in years. So you always want to make sure that whatever the time is you've been given, you convert it over into years. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first example. So here we want to retire at the age of 65 with $80,000 in savings. We want to determine the monthly payment if we have a 7.5 APR, and we begin making payments at the following two cases. The first one is 20. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is calculate what our actual T is going to be. So I want to retire at 65 and I want to start making payments at 20. So this tells me that I'm going to be making payments for 45 years. So to do that, says I have to calculate my payment. So payment is your future value, which is $80,000, times the rate, 0.075, divided by 12. And this whole thing is then going to be divided by the bottom. So 1 plus my rate, divided by 12, raised to the 12 times the 45 years, and then minus 1. So what we're going to do is we're essentially going to calculate out this formula using your calculator. You're going to start in your denominator using the innermost and work your way out. And when you do that, you should come up with a payment of $17.91. So $17.91 per month is what you would need to pay into this IRA if you started at age 20 and want to retire at 65. Now what happens if we have the same goal, but instead of starting at age 20 we waited and we didn't start until age 40? So here this means that my 65 minus 40 years means I only have 25 years of payments to make. So here again we would start with your payment formula. We want $80,000 at 0.075 divided by 12 all over the 1 plus 0.075 over 12. And this is going to be raised to the 12, but in this case it's only 25 years, and then minus 1. So here we would do the same thing. We would calculate your payment, and in this case we would find that our payment here is going to be $91.19. Okay, so essentially the older you are before you start saving for retirement, the more money you have to put in towards that retirement account. Now in this one, we're purchasing a home. So we have Alex and Becky are purchasing a home, and they wish to save money for 10 years and purchase a house that has a value of $180,000 with cash. If they deposit money into an account paying 12% interest, how much do they need to deposit each month in order to make the purchase payment? So here again, we're trying to find a payment amount. My future value that we're looking for is $180,000. My interest rate is 0.12, and then I'm going to make monthly payments. Divided by 1 plus, again, your rate, 0.12 over 12. I'm going to raise this to the 12, but I'm only going to do this for 10 years. So again, we would go ahead and solve your formula. So in this case, your payment is going to be $782.48. Okay. So that's the monthly payment that I would have to make, or that would have to be made each month in order to purchase a house for $180,000. Alright, this last one that I wanted to look at again goes back to retiring, and so here we're going to retire at age 65, but we want to have $2 million in the bank. At the age of 21, Jeremy decides to begin depositing money into an account with an APR of 11%. The first part wants to know the monthly payment. So here again, we're searching for the payment. We want $2 million. My rate is 11%. We want to make monthly payments, so divide by 12. And in this case, we need to figure out how many we're going to make year-wise. So my years are going to be the 65 minus 21. So in this case, we have 44 years. So this is times 44, and then minus 1. So in this case, the monthly payments that would have to be made each month is $149.40. Okay. Now, the next part that you have to answer is how much money will Jeremy have deposited? So here, to figure out how much money's been deposited, is we have to take the $149.40, and we're going to deposit that per month. We need to multiply this by 12 months in a year times the 44 years we're going to be making these payments. So in this case, we end up getting $78,883.20. And this is going to be what was deposited. The last question wants to know how much interest was earned. So in order to calculate your interest, we essentially have to take your future value and subtract out what you deposited. So in this case, we have $2 million, and we need to subtract away $78,883.20. So the interest that was earned in this loan was $1,921,116.80. So that's really all you need to know about being able to work towards a goal or work towards those big ticket items. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.